Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And yes, take a look. We have finally upgraded our Scania. Doesn't she look pretty? I really like this Kenneth Leah skin. It's really classy with the tan and the black. Or the dark tan and the black, or light brown, call it what you will. And it's got a, I don't know what picture on the back, but it still looks pretty cool. Plus, I put new tires on it, so I have some nice looking shiny rims. I actually have side skirts for this frame. I also still have side exhaust, although not quite as cool. I have LED rear lights, which is really awesome. But that's all that's really changed. Is I put on the new chassis, updated the tires, put on another exhaust with the side skirts, and of course, you know, the new skin. So, job market. We remember what we were going to do? Because I sure do. Oh no! Oh, that I have them lined up by cargo weight. Wait a minute. Huh! There it is. Our pressure tanks. Our long ass run. Now, somebody asked me if I could like make this a longer episode. I'm going to be honest with you, I truly cannot. And I know that may be a little disappointing, but the reality is there's twofold. Number one is basic basic attention spans. Now, when I say basic, I'm not like putting anyone down or anything like that. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Just your average YouTuber doesn't like to watch much more than a half hour. You know, it all depends on the person who's like commentating and all that. And secondly is for upload purposes. These kind of render, even though I'm cutting them down as much as I dare, these videos still render kind of large. And that can become an issue for me, yeah? Stopped way too soon. Not used to the extra brake power on the truck. Adding that extra axle in the back makes a big difference. But, yeah, and I just got a new connection, and the reality is, even though it's supposed to be a little, even though it's supposed to be a little bit faster, I'm supposed to be getting 3 megabits up versus what I was at 2. But because of my location and you know, they also said time of day and how many machines are running at once. So if like my wife is up, it'll make a difference as well, because my wife is also on my connection, as it should be. The reality is my connection's actually slower. But I kind of sat down and thought about it, and I have to be realistic with myself. Getting my connection wasn't all about speed. And it never was just about speed. It was about stability. Oh no, actually we gotta go this way. You know, it was very, very much... Oof, I almost went too far. It was very, very much about stability. It was about the fact that I needed to stay online without disconnecting, so I could do things like Hearthstone, and I can play World of Warcraft, and then, you know, Diablo's coming out sometime next month, I think. I mean, they're already in the closed beta, so it's going to be out not to the too distant future. So, yeah, I needed stability over everything else. So that's exactly what I went for. I went for a stable connection. You know, I'm not going to randomly drop off line whenever and whatever. And I'm cool with that. You know, I am honestly cool with that. You know, I already looked at about a 640 meg video upload, and it was approximately 2 hours. I know a lot of you are probably sitting there going, 2 hours, man? What the hell? That's a lot. For you. For me, that's actually not bad. For me, that's not bad at all. So, oh yes, our hill. The hill that nearly screwed us. This reminds me of Suicide Hill back when I used to live in Fall River. It was a hill just like this, only a lot longer. Yeah, that was way too high. I should have only single shifted. But it was called Suicide Hill because it was a popular bike. It laid as part of a popular biking route. And the problem was it was this incredibly long and steep hill, but at the bottom of it was a road with traffic lights, and it was not uncommon for your average bike rider to melt his brakes, basically, trying to stop going down that hill. And, you know, not be able to stop in time or just crash. And, of course, the speed you could build up. And then there were those psychopaths that would just fly down the hill and just, like, shoot right through the intersection. You know, something no sane person like me would do. Now, I gotta be careful. I don't have a more powerful engine in here. I still only got 420 horsepower. Yeah? But I'm towing a much lighter load than what I came here with. 22 tons versus what we came in towing 48. So we got to be extra careful because it's easier to build up speed, and we don't want to get a speeding ticket. Jazzy Cat, I forgot to put the new trailer mod in. It's not really new. He put out his trailer mod, but with some bug fixes. So I'm going to assume, like, you know, those missing textures that were in this one. I'm going to assume he fixed those. But he also said he's coming out with a new version as well that'll add even more trailers. So that should be interesting. But I meant to put the one with the bug fixes in here. So we got a bit of a straight road. Let's take a look at our truck in action. I'm sorry, that's just a pretty truck. Wait a minute. I always forget to do that. That's just a pretty truck right there. I love the classy look it has right now. I really love that classy look on it. A lot of trucks are coming out right now, and I'm starting to wonder if I should pick them up and put them on my other profile and start showcasing them. But I really need another garage to do that. There's a new Peterbilt out with new sound. There's a new Kenworth W900 out with new sound. Locked in the cruise control. So I'm wondering, because like there's a lot of trucks coming out, so I'm wondering if I should start picking them up to showcase them. A little more difficult to showcase than skins because I actually have to make a video of it, and balancing videos of my company in hard mode versus videos of those could be a pain. Could be. I'd have to make short trips, basically. Very short trips. But we'll see, you know. I got to get that profile back up into action, and soon. One major thing about our new chassis is we have significantly less fuel. Where we had like a 700 plus 700 tank, and this one I think we only have 600 or something of that nature. So we have significantly less fuel. So that's something we have to keep in mind. So I will probably fuel up often, especially that we're in Africa, and fuel won't cost a lot right now. And just for fair warning for those of you that do follow this series, man, this is going to be a long run. This is 4,000 plus kilometers. This is going to be at least 4 videos. Up to 6 videos in length. But the holy hoping holdout is that at the end, I have enough money to pick up an Iveco and a driver. That's what I'm hoping. I have enough money to pick up an Iveco and a driver. Iveco, why? Because it is the least expensive truck. It only runs somewhere around $92,000 to $94,000. And giving it to other drivers don't matter. I kind of hate to do that because I'm one that takes pride in my fleet of trucks. There's a lot of people out there, it's just like, I don't care what truck I have. You know, I get them all the cheapest trucks so I can build the company fastest. I kind of hate, I mean, if that's your philosophy, that's fine. I hate doing it personally because it just feels like the cheap way out. Because the reality is, no matter what truck you buy, your drivers will be able to handle the load. There's no greater risk of them getting into trouble or crashing or anything like bad happening. As long as they have a truck, they're fine. So they could take an Iveco, they could haul a set, an Iveco basic, with its 300 whatever HP engine. I do not remember a toll booth. I'm gonna take this side. That's way too low. I don't know what I was thinking. That was way too low, but fortunately I caught it quickly. By the looks of it, we won't be on the toll that long. But, might as well stay right here in this lane. I honestly forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, they could haul a 70-ton train with a 320 horsepower Iveco, and it won't make a lick of difference. There's no chance. I mean, these are things that I know that it would be like probably pretty difficult. Way too high. I haven't played in 2 days, just to be straight with you. As you may know, the weekends are my time now. There's so I can play games I want, relax, and not get burned out on the games I am playing. As evident by the fact that I didn't upload all weekend, yeah? So, there's that. But, still, there's no excuse for my shifting way too high. I see we already ended the toll, so... But yeah, you know, that's... I was talking about the Iveco and, you know, the company and all that. I much prefer to buy a variety of trucks and upgrade them to really nice trucks. At the very least, 6x4 with full sleeper cabs, you know. You know, the Scania was at Skyline, the Volvo XXL, you know, things like that. And I like to have a variety of trucks. That ding you hear is me forgetting to turn Hearthstone off, and my friends popping on and offline. I'm actually going to go do my daily while my videos render. I'm debating, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm debating on cutting my videos back to every other day. I don't know that I will, but I'm debating it, because I have a lot of videos up, and I put a lot of time and effort into this, and I really want this to succeed. But I don't get a hell of a lot for it right now. You know, I think it's just depression setting in, so maybe I cut back for just a little while, you know, maybe the rest of the month of December, and then pick it back up in January. I don't know. A lot of stressful news today. My mom, she's been in a very stressful situation lately. In her own home, she's kind of a prisoner in her own room. She originally took in, you know, this is like things you see on TV kind of stuff. She took in this roommate, this younger girl, to help her. My mom's 62 and she's disabled. She has a lot of physical problems and she can't like stand very long. She can't walk very much. And she really doesn't want to be alone. And the person that she took in was really fucking great to start. You know, they were really awesome. They did a lot of great things. I say they because she had a boyfriend that was there as well. You know, they did a lot of great things for her. They helped her with shopping and cooking meals and all that. But of course, over time, the person that's helping to care is also becoming very domineering, and she's become like meaner, angrier, more hurtful, more spiteful. She yells. Ooh, I'm just gonna like go over here. She yells. She just a lot of bad things. A lot of things that to the point where they're trying. My mother has wanted her out but can't do it herself. So she's gotten help. And through her landlord and a couple other agencies that are trying to help her, they're going to get the girl out. They're going to serve her with an eviction notice, but it's taking time. And during the holiday seasons, it's been really, really difficult for my mother right now. And I'm scared. I am scared. Again, really? Game wants me to break momentum. I am scared because, you know, I'm not saying like what happened in movies is going to happen to my mother. But it's still like things that you see. It's like they're going to serve her with eviction notice and she's going to go ballistic and abuse and maybe even attack my mother. And I'm telling you right now, third time. I hate to just keep dipping inside, but if I'm to stop every freaking time that happens, man, Now you see how fast we're going through fuel right now. We don't have any fuel, options. As a matter of fact, I'm considering to stop unlocking my ADR and going with unlocking my my fuel efficiency more. I really am. But I was saying, I may be 6,000 miles away. But if anything were to befall my mother, you better believe I'm going to find a way to get home. And don't anybody that hurt my mother be there when I get there. Because I will end up in jail for a very long time. You know, that's my mother. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you out there would feel the same way if something like this was happening to your mother. You know? Too fast. So, it's a very... Speeding ticket? No, I'm good. It's a very, very, very distressing time for me right now. Oh God. I just realized you can hear the Hearthstone music in the background. I'm going to have to shut that off. Excuse me. Wow, I did not realize that. I did not realize you could hear the Hearthstone music in the background. Well, it should be interesting to hear this recording when it's done. Still, we've done pretty good. We've knocked quite a few kilometers off the run already. And we're not that far out from a gas station. Because we're already down to a quarter tank. So. Now, I have, to be honest with you, I have been on this run before, although not to Casablanca. Let me show you real quick. I've done this road before deleting my profile and starting over from Cairo, but I went from Cairo to Tangier. So it was actually a shorter trip than this Casablanca run. So this is by far the longest full driving run I've ever done. And keeping in mind, it is a full driving run. It's not a, you know, there's 1,000 kilometers that's a ferry run. No, 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 no. This is a full-on driving run, you know? So there's one thing I know for sure there's one thing about this run that I honestly kind of find annoying. And it's going to come much later on, but I'm going to touch on it now. Right, we got to be careful of our speed in here. It's very easy to get a speeding ticket while going through the center of this big cathedral area. The major problem is that you get to this area where you're driving all coastline, and you're driving all coastline for a very long time. And out on the coastline, all you see is, and I mean all you see is, cargo ship. Then you see a tanker, then a cargo ship, and then a tanker, and then a cargo ship, and then a tanker, and a cargo ship, and a tanker, and a cargo ship. You kind of get the point, yeah? It's just complete, repetitive, the same two ships over and over and over and over and over. And the reality is that it really breaks the immersion of the game. Because I've lived near a very busy seaport, that being Norfolk. Now, mind you, Norfolk is not just a very busy seaport in terms of cargo, but there's also a military naval base there, yeah? So there's a lot of sea traffic that comes in and out. It ain't nowhere near that busy. There are not that many ships anchored offshore. Even during a storm, there are not that many ships anchored offshore. And I should know. Because I lived out in Norfolk. I don't remember if I was... No, I wasn't out there for the perfect storm. But I was out there for a major storm. And you could see the ships anchored in Chesapeake Bay to ride out the storm. And, you know, quite frankly, there still wasn't that many. Yeah, this is why I want to fuel up as well. Like I said, we're in Africa, and so fuel prices are going to be stupidly cheap. Okay? You're talking, I've just paid less than $300 for over 300 gallons. That's pretty nuts. I'm going to be honest, even though I'd have enough to buy an Iveco, I actually want to buy a Streamline. I want to buy a Streamline, and then I want to get enough money to upgrade it to the status of this truck, and then take it over and drive the new Scania Streamline. Because there are some mods out there for it, and I'd love to try them. Skins and... pardon me. There are skins, and there are other mods for it that I think would be really cool. Sound mods. At least take it for one run. You know? So we're going to get back into our desert run. Yeah, you see, we're only capping 587 liters. So we can only go 1,320 kilometers on that. And to be straight with you, this was probably a bad time to upgrade my chassis. Because I could have had 1,400 and been able to go about 3,000 kilometers, which would put me most of this trip. But instead, at 1,300 kilometers, if you do the math, I'm going to have to refuel at least 2 more times. All right, this is where this kind of gets to sucking, because there's a lot of cars in front of me, and they're moving slow, and there's traffic coming the other way. So this is where I become a dick. Have the momentum right now. Plus it looks like we're on a slight uphill. It's easier actually if it's nighttime, to be straight with you. It's a lot easier if it's nighttime. Alright, the road still looks clear, so we're going to continue on this side. I'm a little bit over the lines, and I don't want to be. Alright, now there's something coming, so we got to get by this car. And then we can just pull neatly in here. I'd love to keep up our momentum. I think I can do this. But I sure hope I can. Yeah, we're alright. We're alright. Unfortunately, I can't do this, which really sucks. I'd love to get by these two before I can hit the any hill climbs, which is kind of why I'm pushing the RPMs a little bit, you know. And there's the reason why it's going so slow, is that particular car. It's actually programmed to drive slower. It's like a, you know, an older person's car, I guess, or something of that nature. So we are in the dunes. I've been watching lately about, people getting flagged for YouTube. I understand what YouTube's trying to do, but they so went about it the wrong way. You know, I understand what they're trying to do, but the way they did it just really hurt the people that help make YouTube. That's really not well. And a lot of my favorite people got hit pretty hard. See what I mean? This car is just programmed to be much slower. Angry Joe got hit pretty freaking hard. Force Strategy got hit pretty hard. Boogie 298, I think so far has been okay. There's been others that's been like, really tough. I haven't heard anything about Total Biscuit. I really haven't. And you think if somebody was going to get hit, it would be him. But then again, maybe not, because a lot of things that are getting hit are like music and cutscenes from video games. That's really what's getting hit. Now, I've been fortunate, and I don't think it truly matters, to be honest with you. Out of 630-ish videos, I only got one that was claimed. And it was a very old and outdated Diablo Monk build video. That was it. That's all I got claimed. But I really think that the claims are targeting like really high-end YouTubers, guys that get a lot of views, and guys that get a lot of guys that get a lot of views and get a lot of money out of them. So I think that number one, the YouTube claims blanket is bias. But number two, and I kind of feel like this is almost the most important, is that I've lost my fucking train of thought. Oh, wonderful. I'm trying to talk about something very important and I completely lose it. That would happen. But I do think it's biased. I think it hits a lot of higher end people a lot more. And number two, there is a number two, really. Oh, now I remember what I was saying. Number two, how bad is your flagging system when video game companies that are not known for stepping forward and being very customer friendly? How bad is your flagging system? All right, slow it down. How bad is your flagging system when these companies are coming forward, reaching out to YouTubers and saying, hey, we didn't file those claims. Those claims were strictly done through, with YouTube, by YouTube. That wasn't us. If you contact us, we will help you reverse those claims. How bad is your claiming system when that happens? Companies like EA and Activision reaching out to YouTubers to help them reverse the claims. That's pretty bad, yeah? I think you would need to take a second look at things at that point. And just recently, a guy got flagged. One of his videos got flagged. And the video that got flagged was his own video game. He was the creator. He programmed it line by line into a computer. And it was just his own. He never publicly released it. He was the sole creator slash owner of the game, and yet he got flagged. Now tell me that ain't messed up. Alright, real quick here. Our next rest point, we get one there. Our next rest point is here. I think we can make that rest point without an issue. I think we can make the gas station. Alright, keep in mind the speed limit is 80 kilometers through here. So we'll want to be wary of that. Wary, not wary, wary. And we're good. We're good. I wouldn't mind pulling in and resting there, but I'm pretty sure I have enough time. 2 hours and 8 minutes is more than enough time to reach the gas station that's just up the road here. So, yeah, that's pretty messed up. I'm sorry. That's, to me, that's really, really, really fucked up. You know, when you're flagging a video game that actually belongs to somebody, and you're flagging it on that somebody it belongs to, you need to go back and relook at your system. It's so devastating, man. Like I said, I got lucky. I've been lucky so far. Like, none of my Far Cry 3 stuff, none of my Far Cry 3, and none of my Bioshock got flagged. None of it. None of my Mass Effect stuff has been flagged. None of it. Now, I probably shouldn't be here talking about that, but it's true. None of my Mass Effect stuff has been flagged. You know, some stuff was flagged early on when I put it up, and I actually disputed those claims, and most of them got reversed. But since their new big flagging thing has gone in, nothing. I don't know why traffic moves so slow on this road. It's like extra annoying. I'm like trying to watch over the edge there, looking for anything oncoming. This is just a long straight desert road, so there is something coming, but I'm pretty sure I can get in front of this covered truck before I have to panic. I may have to bully him out of the road a little bit, but I can do it. Like I said, I'm not fond of doing that on this profile. This is a long ass run, and I really need to keep as much momentum as humanly possible. Oh, something about I meant to mention earlier before I got out here. The dunes here in Africa have been modified, and I did not know that because I hadn't been out here since for a while. They've been smoothed out, to be honest. You know, you still get some good climbs like this hill here, but the reality is that it's been modified. There are a couple sections, like if you go way back, you'll see a section where there's a camera just in the desert, and I think the speed limit was about 80 kilometers as we were coming up to it. At that section, that hill used to be a hell of a lot steeper. That is where the hill used to be, where you would slow down to 80 kilometers and then cars would just come roaring up behind you and slam into the rear of your trailer, and then you would get screwed for that. Yeah, that was smoothed out. So the dunes have actually been smoothed out, and I did not realize that. What the... Okay. I'm seeing mirages, apparently. That wasn't like that when we came through before. But there's our rest stop up ahead, so we're all good. We're all good. We put quite a distance behind us. I mean, let's be straight here. Does it give me the... No, it doesn't give me the full distance. Not on here. This should be an easy turn because we have a normal sized trailer. This trailer is about as normal as we've ever hauled in a while, yeah? Normal length, normal weight. Normal weight is anything to me is anything under 25 tons. Alright, get some rest. And it's raining in the desert, go figure. I'll take a look at the map, and it doesn't give it to me here either, so I don't remember exactly. Now hopefully I'll remember that upon coming out, that we're facing the wrong way and to actually turn around. But we've put quite a lot of distance behind us. I'm pretty happy with that. I really am. We put a nice amount of distance behind us. And then pretty much everything from this point here, Algiers, which I don't know if I'll fuel up here or here, but at least I know that they're nicely spaced out all along, so we shouldn't have a problem with gas stations. I'll have to be careful at this point because, you know, you can see that's actually a bit of a distance. So if I'm low, you know, even half a tank here, I should be careful. This is looking a little difficult of a run here. And then here to here could prove to be a little difficult. But at least gas stations don't look too bad. Alright. So, that is going to be me done for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugger signing out. If you could leave a comment, rate, and subscribe down below, that would be amazingly awesome. But until then, this is One Big Bugger, and I'll see you on the road.